Christmas blues are upon her, and upon me for that matter, because we've got some bad news, some BP raising blood pressure.
Oh,
Yes.
shall we start with Happy New Year, though?
Oh, do we have to? It's a miserable one so far. Yeah, we will. Happy New Year to everyone.
Let's get that bit out of the way.
Oh, now we're going to the reality of it. Listen, talking about reality, your friend Harry of the United States now, of course, we don't want him anymore, may have a point because he's bleating again
I
the
know.
fact that people are listening to his phone conversations. And he's got a lot of money from various sources, of course, from court cases. Well, Harry, welcome to the real world. It's gone on all the time. And you're privileged to be in that echelon of people that people would listen to on mobile phones. Now, whether it's right or wrong, I think it's wrong, but the press have always done it.
No, they have always done it, particularly the Daily Mail.
Yes.
I mean that. Yeah, they've always done it. They've always done it. I think what's bad is not just Harry, though, is it? I think I've got a feeling. I know I'm right on this. I know I'm right because I can back it up. That it's happened to Baroness Lawrence. You know, Stephen Lawrence's mum,
Yes.
and that's outrageous.
Yes, there's been,
Oh, it's outrageous anyway, but it happens. It does happen. I mean,
it
that's
does.
the name of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, newspapers have, as aforementioned, uh, been skilled at doing this job, and it's benefit to the public quite often.
Hmm.
Well, if you're into salacious journalism, as the red tops have been known in days gone by, and one of them, in fact, bit the dust because of it, of course. It still goes on. Harry, get over it or come back with your bride. She doesn't want to come back here. Nobody wants her back here. You're in a very difficult position, young man. Well, he's not a young man, he's a middle-aged man.
Well, I'm sure he's homesick. I'm sure, and even if people say he's got mental health issues, well, lots of people do, and he has the money to sort himself out. But I just think it's just awful the way he threw his family under a bus and all that, and wrote the book. And I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust either of them. I think they blooming well deserve each other. He's a namby-pamby whinger. And he obviously doesn't like the life he's got there. So he has, I mean, why they've still got titles is beyond me. Why? They left the royal family. Why is he and she? Why has she still calls herself whatever she is, a duchess? I mean, it's awful. I mean, it's awful.
We
And
don't
then,
know, but one can conjecture that the royals know something at the highest level, of course, whereby they could do damage. Maybe a deal's been done.
well, it could be. Aha, could be. Yes, that's right. But oh, yes, keep your enemies, you keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Isn't that what they say?
Oh,
But also, I mean, and with the royal family, I just think they're just not playing their cards right. I mean, there's all that going on with Harry, and then you've got Andrew, the thing with Epstein. Why have some things been redacted? We should know, you
yeah.
would think that the royal family would want to get this out there, lay it out on the table, put it behind you and move on. Because anybody that is a victim, not just by Epstein, but anybody else, is going to see, there you go, people do cover up. People with money can cover up. And the truth has to come out. If you had any common sense, they would put this thing to bed with Epstein and send Andrew back to the courts and go to the court in America or something so that he can say all so he can be tried. Why should he be protected? He is not Prince Andrew anymore.
No, and if we're on this subject, I suppose we continue with the fact of Trump being regularly ditched by the Democrats, but they're good at that. And he's been, at Mar-a-Lago. But in 2003, it's come out, actually, Trump ditched his friend with Epstein quite a long time ago
Yeah.
because he found out that he was grooming all sorts of young ladies. And he said, I don't want you anywhere here, near my house, Mr. Trump, president now. We're going to end it. So he's washed himself a little bit cleaner, Trump has.
Well, I
Uh,
think, yeah, I agree with you. I think I think that's right. I mean, we know he likes the ladies, he's got, but not children.
Uh, no, indeed. And he was up to all sorts of things, has done for years. But we keep saying it. We go back to lots of people that the BBC knew about, put up
Hmm.
with. The establishment know these people, and they let him get away with it for 2 decades
Yeah.
in many cases. They're just as culpable,
Of
Marilyn.
course they are. Of course they are. If you've got your fingers in the pie that someone else has made, then you are definitely culpable. But even by third party or whatever. If I buy a gun, I've always said this to children when I'm training them. If I buy a gun and I give it to you and you shoot someone, am I innocent? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm culpable by third party. I bought it. And that's the whole thing of the law joint enterprise, isn't it?
Yes, it
That
is.
that's why I mean the jury is out on it a lot really about should they do it, shouldn't they do it, but then a lot of the chief constables will say, well, say it's something to do with child abuse or something like that, or whatever. You're standing there and there's a classic case that happened actually in Letchworth, Hertfordshire. This is going back about 4 years now. It was just before COVID. That's right, 4 or 5 years. And it was the end of the summer holidays, and there were these four lads, all 14, walking through the precinct. And they had one of their classmates was coming towards them, and one of them got a knife out. And the other three were like, well, anyway, got a knife, stuck it right into this boy's stomach. And he was put in Stevenage Hospital in intensive care for 3 weeks. He still to this day has life-changing injuries, right? But that night, up come the police and they arrest and charge all these boys, the four boys. And well, I didn't have the knife, officer. What's it got to do with me? They said, well, how do we know you didn't buy it? How do we know you weren't egging him on? You didn't do anything you just stood there like bunnies in the headlight. Well, I mean, I've seen people bleed out. It's awful. It's scary. But you don't just stand there. It's the worst thing they could have done. And they went down for 5 years.
Yes.
They were, but we're innocent. Well, you're not actually. You got, you saw the knife. At that point, you should have raised Cain.
Yes,
You should have made
indeed.
it, but you didn't. And you didn't do anything while the boy was lying on the ground. You didn't put your big size 12s on the wound and try and stop the bleeding. You nicked. And that kids do you know, honestly, Rodney, I go into schools, I am horrified. At every school I go in, no one has told the kids about joint enterprise because the teachers don't even know. And it's still very much alive and well as a crime and as a charge.
I
And
agree, absolutely. Talking about culpability, we've got a man, an older man, Del Dimmick, who was taken to the Royal Trinity Hospital, Clapham, and he was let die. His family were told that, oh, well, there's no hope for him. And NG31, beware of that, NG31. It's palliative care guidance
all right.
for who should be let go. And fortunately, not fortunately for Dell, he was let die. His family were not happy about it, mentioned it to various people, and to their rescue, too late, of course, the senior palliative care professor, who was actually the big boss of that hospital department. Something's wrong here. Why wasn't he immediately rehydrated? This happens in so many cases. They don't put the drip in the arm, they're let go to die. Never mind the Liverpool pathway.
I was just going to say, what about the Liverpool pathway? That's what I was
Yeah,
just going to say.
it goes on at various levels everywhere in the NHS because it costs them money. and it's easier to let them go. Let me tell you, with all the negatives of your own medical advisor, as in Spain, as in Portugal, as in France, if you're paying for a job, that wouldn't have happened. They'd have kept you alive because they're making money. So I don't know who's guilty and innocent here. Yeah, I do. It's the NHS
Oh
again.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've often thought I have worked in 4 hospices, and I've in 2 of them I was on the communications desk, yeah. And I always used to think you get a message coming up from one of the wards or someone and say, "Oh, could you ring the family of and say we only think they got 2 or 3 hours, something like that." And I always thought this was weird. And I've often thought, how many times do they do a super morphine shot?
A good many. We know that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The
Don't
whole
don't
lot
tell
what's
don't
going
tell
into
me euthanasia doesn't exist. Oh, yes, it does.
already doesn't need any further help from
No,
an act of
no,
parliament.
no,
From
exactly.
the crazies again.
Exactly.
Okay, this is just the start of what truly goes on in the NHS. We're going to reveal more bit by bit because some of our whistleblowers who've told us things are now changing their mind. They're being lent on. So we want the full Monty here before we come with the full story.
Mm.
It's dreadful. We think the NHS is the holy of holies. It ain't.
No, it isn't. And I think it's a very toxic it's a very toxic organization, actually. And if you talk to people, because I do a lot of work with training students, not in being nurses, but how to do sort of safeguarding, that sort of stuff. And I've spoken to senior people that are lecturers and all of that and said, really, the biggest mistake you can make in the NHS is to be a whistleblower. Look what happened to Lucy Letby.
Yeah. Again, we've got another interview coming up shortly about that. Other things to reveal. But revealing things is not enough. We want a change. And you're not going to get a change, certainly with this horrible government we've got
Oh,
now.
it's just it is
Uh,
just dreadful, isn't it? Honestly, I mean, truly, it's awful. Normally on New Year's Eve, I say to myself, "Oh, I wonder what this year will bring." And this year I didn't say it because it's just going to be more of the dross that you've already had, plus 100%. God, awful. Absolutely awful. Do you know what? I know you think about the government and Sadiq Khan and all of that. So I've got to go into London on Sunday, right, as a relative that's come over from New Zealand with her young son, and to meet up. And I I was I find myself unable to take the train and go on the tube because I'm so frightened about my safety. So I have to do something I don't really want to do, and it's a long time since I've done it. I'm going to have to drive into central London. I'm going to lock the doors so nobody can climb in the seat next to me. And I'm going to the hotel where she's staying, and I'm making sure that I've got a car park arranged under the hotel in the underground car park. I should not have to feel like that. I should not have
London
to
is
feel like it. And
getting more.
Lembit was
No,
saying to me that thousands of vile asylum seekers and migrants that were just swilling round the streets of London on New Year's Eve was horrific.
we're going to get to the state shortly of South Africa where you daren't stop at a set of traffic lights
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
a gun will appear.
Exactly. And because this relative hasn't been over to England in 8 years, and she's got this 13-year-old son with her, and she's staying in Westminster, and Westminster is one of the worst places. I mean, the Westminster Bridge has got all the crime that's going on Westminster Bridge is by migrants, yeah. And I am worried about her staying 3 days in London because she's not got a sharp eye. Do you know what I mean? Because she lives in Queenstown, is South Island of New Zealand. I mean, I mean, golly, not much goes on over there, and I don't think she's got the the sort of streetwise, if you like, you know?
It's true and it's sad. And as you mentioned, going into the leafy glades or prompted us to think about that, let's go to Inverness, the top of Scotland. And it's beautiful up there, but they've got their problems as well.
Oh, have they?
And oh, they have indeed. And maybe King Charles is contributing them
Oh.
to the problems. Well, I'm saying that. I don't think he's done it purposely for 1 second. But there is another code, NC 500, that you probably never heard of. But they've decided that they want to develop this area and get tourism up there because it's totally unspoilt. No motorways, beautiful scenery, and surprisingly, a very good climate at times because the big mountains are on the west of Scotland and not much arrives rain factor in the east quite
Mm,
often.
mm.
So, oh, well, we'll get this area NC 500s and we'll promote it, in other words, from John O'Groats right down to Inverness, right up to Inverness. If you look, it depends which way you're looking, isn't it? And we want to make it a tourist area. And the king has backed it. That's a good idea. And probably was at the time, until you get the TikTok hooligans going up there and the camper vans illegally going up there, not bothering to find out, or is there sufficient camping sites? No, there isn't. They'll park anywhere, throw their chemical toilet
Oh,
contents. Yes, sorry, folks, anywhere, not having proper sanitation, not having proper washing facilities, and it's causing traffic jams because the roads up there are like Devon and Cornwall,
yeah.
narrow. And so, what appeared to be a good idea at the start of all this, oh dear, it's crept up on them. The vandalism and the people going up there from TikTok, if you wish, have got no money. They're practically vagrants and they don't spend any money. The local economy is not gaining anything.
Goodness me, I didn't know that. I mean, that's tragic, isn't it? I mean, that I suppose you would call that, would you call that wild camping?
Indeed, very
It
well
has to, because
camping.
that is banned in so many areas, isn't it? Because people just hook up and rock up and do what they want, really, and leave their rubbish behind and go. It's just awful.
Spain have had this for years, of course, and people saving uh, tuppence because camper vanning is not inexpensive.
Mm.
You've got to buy the thing and service it and maintain
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
They've
absolutely.
got the money, but they want it all on the cheap. So
Yep.
they park in roads in Spain, all over the place. The Spanish authorities have now said 1 night or two, and that's it. Get in a proper camping site.
Mm.
Otherwise,
Mm.
we'll fine you. And that's what's going to happen in the north of Scotland if it goes ahead. The other thing that's troubling us at the moment is the amount of people that are asking for another census. They don't want to wait another 5 years. We had one 5 years, then we had all the missing immigrants. We want to know who's in our country.
Yeah, but they don't know either, do they? I mean, the
Well, if
government.
you go around to knock on doors, what they're going to tell you lies, aren't they?
Yeah.
But there's a movement saying, yeah, we want a midterm census. That's how bad things have got.
Mm.
We
Mm.
want to know who's in our country.
Yeah. Oh, and then I don't know if you saw the other day, I think I sent it to you, which really made me cross, was that the new council houses that are being built, guess who's going to be living in them? The
Yes,
migrants. Meanwhile, so this means these undocumented men that are going to be coming out of the hotels and they're going to be living on our streets. That's nice,
yippee,
isn't
and it's
it?
going to be slightly cheaper for us. What
I
about the
mean,
poor people that are up
meanwhile,
there?
homeless people here who can't afford the rents or whatever it is are all holed up in one hotel room or one whatever it is, and all on the streets. It is just, I do not understand why we tolerate this in this country. I do, people whinge, but they don't do anything. If this was France, can you imagine?
Yeah, the
They'd be
paving stones would be
rampaging.
up. Yeah, exactly. That's where
I
I'm
don't, I
getting.
don't understand it because everybody says, "Oh, there's going to be a rebellion here." I don't think there will be because we don't seem to have that in our backpack. That,
Well, I think possibly it could happen, especially if we see at the May local elections and the elections in Scotland and Wales
Mhm.
a real turnaround as it's almost shut out. And if Starmer still clings on with the lovely Rachel, I think there's every chance of something happening. I hope it doesn't, but I fear, and many others too. And if you want to make me mad to get off the subject and maybe lower the pressure a little bit, or does it? I'll tell you what's really driven me around the bend this Christmas. Um, is the greeting card electronic from
Oh yes,
everybody? They're not greeting me. They want to sell me something.
absolutely, absolutely. And do you know what? Those e-cards,
Yes.
people don't always get them, and you've paid the money, and the people don't always get them. And I've been, I don't do it anymore because I got caught on that a few years ago, and I thought, do you know what? Jackie Lawson, I think it is one of the e-cards, and the people never receive them. So what's the point?
Well, they're one of the better ones, actually.
Yeah, yeah. But they, but you are ripped off. It's ridiculous. I just don't. As you say, because you still got to pay. So I either just send an email to someone, make up your
Yeah,
own card, make up your
there's
own
no
card.
intention of celebrating Christmas on any level.
No, I mean, but also you can make up your own card. You can design your own one, can't you? You
Yes.
can design it on an email and wing it round to everybody.
And AI will enable you to do that
Yes,
so
absolutely.
easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, we're talking about AI. Um, now, it's going to affect all our lives more than we think. And there are certain people that are interested in their future, mainly students at uni. What course can I go on? Knowing that some employment now, because of AI, will be seriously affected.
Mm.
And it will be. So let's just spend a little time and say who's going to be affected. Number one, anybody that's involved in scheduling, planning ahead, whether
Yeah,
it's simple appointments or something more sophisticated. We are in studio when we schedule the programs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I hope our lot are not listening to me. They are behind the door. Uh, don't worry, your jobs are safe because of what we do and the way we do it. But in many aspects, there'll be big job losses there. Chat box
Oh,
that
yes.
drives everybody around the bend will be driven more around the bend because you soon, the way things are going, will find it impossible to talk to anybody human. But chat box will be improved like you wouldn't believe with AI, but it will never get to a human interaction, which you are crying out for when you're dealing with your bank, building
Oh,
society,
yeah. I
and
know.
government department.
And
Chat.
when you are, you know those things are the little thing that comes up. Oh, you're going to customer services and it comes up on the side. Oh, I'm Amy. I'm the online person today. And you think, yeah, all right, AI, ChatGPT, whatever it is. They never answer the question. They never are, it never gets resolved.
However good AI is, it's not that good. It'll just drive you
It,
around the
it
bend.
drives you round the bend. It does drive me round the bend. Have I sorted out your problem? No, not in any way close.
The other one to be aware of is communications of any sort, especially electronic, will be revolutionized. So will self-learning. Teachers, beware. There'll be a lot of courses that could even be better online than face to face. nothing competes with face to face. There's so many nuances in learning. It'll never replace that. But certain simple things can be replaced. Graphic design, of course,
Oh
has
yeah.
already been revolutionized.
Yeah. My neighbour down the road from me, he works for a building company and he's like a what would you call them? What are they called when they go around and they check? Oh, what's it called? It's like a manager that goes around to check the
Building inspectors,
yeah, I can't remember the name is now. Project manager or something, I don't know. Anyway, but
yeah,
it was amazing. He just sort of like spoke to AI and said, I want to design an extension for my house, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to have two bedrooms, a bathroom, blah, 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 blah. And he said, and then it came through, all done, tickety
no,
boo,
no,
pipes, every
no. Well, I've got a nice quote for you from the boss of NVIDIA, and that's $1 trillion company now. They sell these clever things that go into your computer and make the graphics work.
good grief.
And he said, to quote, you won't lose your job because of AI. You'll lose your job because you're competing against another person that has AI and has mastered it.
Yes.
Yeah, think about that.
Yes. That's the point. Because this guy down the road from me, he had to go on some sort of course to do with AI and stuff because he actually, you wouldn't believe it, he can build houses, but he can't read. And so it was picked up that he should be doing this course, etc. And he said, because I can't read, which I think is an awful thing not to be able to do, really must impact your self-esteem, I think, not to be able to read. And anyway, he's now getting on really well with AI and chat GBT, whatever it's called. And he said, last year, I literally managed to write about 4 emails. Now, in the last 3 weeks, I've written about 400 and he was showing me how good it is. I mean, it is
Well,
unbelievable.
it is. I mean, we've been through a difficult time and the body has been severely damaged, and typing is painful.
Yes, yes,
And okay, we're coming out of it, great. But I tell you what, it's revolutionized what I can do.
yes, yeah.
Because talking now to a computer is very good. The Google one, particularly, is very good. Okay, you can have a good laugh at times when it completely says the wrong thing or is distinctly
A
rude.
bit like predicted text, isn't it?
It
Predicted
is
text is just
exactly that.
horrendous.
But I mean, it does work. It saves me hours, and it'll only get better. Oh, by the way, I mustn't forget two jobs that you've got to be careful of. You might hear about this. The legal profession will be revolutionized as well.
All
There's
right.
a certain legal exec work. I'm sorry, it doesn't need Einstein to do that.
No.
An AI can do that. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble saying that. Some legal exec work is very good and necessary. Cheap lawyers, we used to call it. Well, that's all right. Could always do with a cheap lawyer. And accountancy jobs at a simple level, adding up,
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
looking at the VAT problems, AI can do a much better job.
Frightening in a way, isn't it? I mean, it's
Yeah.
great, but it is, it is worrisome for people that what are they, there's going to be more unemployed.
No, go for creativity is
Mm.
the thing that you say to the student thinking what he can do, because you will never replace the creativity
Mm.
of man and woman. We got so
Thank you. Thank you. Got that in, slipped that in just nicely in time.
And I'll tell you what, talking about men and women creatively, I'm sorry, we are totally different from each other, but really complement each other on creativity. And the
Absolutely.
man often will say, blooming heck, I never thought of that. And he wouldn't have think because it comes from a woman's perspective, and
Exactly.
vice versa.
So I don't understand this thing of the battle of the sexes. I don't understand it. Why does it have to be a battle? We have our strengths. Women's have different strengths and weaknesses. So do men. And if you work together in harmony, it works.
It
You
doesn't.
know, and if you're trying to sort of like, I do think women, that the women's lib movement, I think, has got a lot to answer for with the emasculating of men, that they don't under know what their role is anymore, because it was like I can hold I still like a door held for me. I like someone to help me on with my coat. I like the car door open for me. I like all those sort of chivalry manners, I like all that. I like it all. And maybe I am a dinosaur, but I enjoy that. I like being feminine. I don't want to be up there thinking I'm equal to a bloke. Because I've got different things that I can do that men can't do so well. I mean, why women have to? I mean, even my own daughter-in-laws, they'll get, oh, well, I can build this. I can build this wardrobe. Blah blah blah. I went, what? Why can't let my son do it? Oh, because I can do it. I went, I'm sure you can, but what is the point of having him around if you're not going to let him do stuff that I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm a
Okay.
dinosaur. I'm a dinosaur, Rodney, official.
No, you're not. You're in the majority. Now, the blob and the elite will deny that, and the progressives and the other lunatics will say you're behind. No, you're not. You're in the vast majority, I do assure you. Uh, Talking about BP and raising it, this wretched case of a certain man in jail, high security jail, having killed two people in cold blood, and now has got himself, well, £7,500
Ugh.
from the ECHR. But it's not just £7,500. £250,000 has gone on court costs. And our friend, of course, well, no, two friends. The whole lot of them are involved. Not only Starmer, but Lammy as well.
Ah, reliability Lammy. He raises his head again.
And they've no
Calamity
idea.
Lammy.
They've no idea. People are going berserk about this because it illustrates where our present government are
Absolutely.
or aren't. And yes, okay, no doubt if you go to a lawyer, it's going to cost us more to go down that path. Maybe it will, but you'll get truth and justice. When truth and justice come second to law, which they do in the United Kingdom, we have got a real problem.
Mm, mm.
And somebody's got to step in there. Well, the electorate will eventually and say, enough of this ECHR. It's all tied up with the fact that Starmer is steering us and Lammy, and they've said so, back into the EU.
Well, when you look at ECHR, I mean what's her name? Begum, Shemima Begum.
Another illustration, yes.
Another illustration of ECHR. The Supreme Court, everybody else said no, no, and now ECHR thinks, and what is it? Shabama Mahmood is sort of saying that she's going to be really strong about this, but ECHR is it's awful. You can't, why can't you look after your own borders? And that stupid situation earlier this week where that guy should never have been allowed to stay in this country. And they, oh, what was it? Yvette Cooper and Starmer said they'd never seen any of his messages.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is interesting, isn't it, that how everybody else had, but not them. And even if that was true, even if it were true, why can't they reverse it and say, well, it was an error, and therefore,
Yeah, they committed that many errors. Nobody noticed another one. Yeah, but I tell you what, all we get now from the government is an explanation from ministers and their underlings. We inherited, to quote you, open borders.
ugh.
That's their no, you caused them. Don't tell me that you weren't responsible for stopping the Rwanda flights. You were. That would have gone ahead and it would have at least stopped some of it.
Well,
So, no more nonsense about open borders. You don't want to shut them.
no, I mean, no, that's right. And the thing is, what really annoys me about the Rwanda deal was it was all set to go. The money had been paid. And just because he's a cussed, stupid idiot, Oh no, it's like, no, we're not gonna. It's like naughty boys in the playground. Oh, I don't want to do that because it wasn't my idea, so we're going to cancel it. And all the money had been thrown at it. It was all good to go. Why didn't they let it run for 6 months to see if it did work? But he couldn't allow that to happen
Oh, no, no.
because he's such a control freak.
And this nonsense about 41,000 coming over in the rubber boats. Well, if the weather hadn't come to the rescue of the Labour Party, it would have been about 46, which is a record. It's all right saying, oh, it's second. Second, 40 odd thousand, and most of them young men, a lot of them with criminal records.
Absolutely right. You don't see, and anyway, they're supposed to be coming from these war zones, not, and yet they're happy to leave their wives and children in it. I mean, the people in North France, they're having a terrible time, aren't they? I mean, they really are because they're marching through the streets with these rubber dinghies on their shoulders and the what's, I mean, the theft and the robbery and all sorts of stuff that's going on the coastal places in France is just awful. I feel so sorry for them.
More window shopping or dressing, should I say, perhaps shopping as well. Ms. Mahmood, who's now the great white knight, coming in and saying, I'm going to get to grips with this problem. Are you really? Shememed Begum will reveal the truth in all this, and she can immediately go and say, I am going against you, ECHR.
Yes, of course.
But she doesn't.
And also, that girl, she was 15 or 14, 15 when she left this country. So she was already radicalized in order to do that. And how many children she's had that have died, how many men has she had sex with that's part of that culture? She will have been further radicalized. And, she's seen things, she's taken part in things. She should not come near our shores. And I don't see why should we have her back? Oh, there was a thing on GB News this morning. Oh, because she's a British citizen. Well, I'm sorry, she shouldn't be allowed in.
No, exactly so. And something that you sent me, yes, you did, about the number of arrests, um, uh, basically for inverted commas, hate speeches in the United Kingdom. Last year was 12,000 arrests.
Yeah.
What a nonsense.
Top
Second on the
country,
list
top
was,
country, top country.
yeah, by a long way. Belarus was the second one, 6,000. China, the most repressive regime in the world, only had 1,500. Germany, again, 3,000. Who's at the bottom of the list? The United States of America, with only 50. Well done, Trump. Sorry, the Trump haters. He's done
I
it again.
I think he's doing a good job. I don't know why. I don't honestly. I do really. I was very, oh my golly, he's going to be the new president. But I do think he's got to grips of there, and he's kicking some ass over there. He really is. It's a shame he can't kick an ass over here.
Yeah, yes, we'll trade him when he doesn't get he's hoping for a third term. It's not going to happen. So we'll have you over in the United Kingdom, Mr. Trump. Don't
Well,
care
I
if
mean,
you're
also, I
80.
mean, how old is he now? How old is he? He's 70.
79, is he?
Yeah, you see, also, I mean, he'll be, he's got a lot of them about him still, but he's still got quite a long way to go. And you don't want another one like Biden walking around like he'd been embalmed.
Well, yeah, perhaps he was. Um, we've mentioned about Epstein and Trump, so there's another tick for there. But let's go out on something again that will raise the BP, and that's the lovely Jess Phillips. There's a lot of lovelies in the Labour Party, and she wants to introduce classes to stop. And we haven't mentioned this before, but it's gone on a pace. Misogyny in schools, and it's coming out now from age 11. If
Terrible.
the school suspects that you're a young misogynist, you've got to go to classes. hang on. Oh, well, do we not involve the parents if it really is a serious case? First
You
of
don't
all,
need, the thing is though, it's about schools just not disciplining kids properly and advising them and mentoring them. You know when you've got misogynistic, abusive kids. You know, I've seen it myself in schools the way, but what about the girls? The girls are just as bad, and that is called misandry. I doubt very much that Jess Phillips has even heard of that. You cannot, and to my mind, and I am going to be setting up a petition on this, to my mind, it is discrimination. It's discrimination. You cannot
interesting
discriminate.
thought.
And also, may I just add, the worst culprits for this, as part of their so-called culture, are the Muslim lads because it's part of their patriarchal, controlling, misogynistic culture. Are they going to go on the courses? Because a friend of mine who does help at a school, it's got quite a large Muslim Asian population, and she said the boys, even at 6 years, 7 years old, will not easily take instruction from white teachers. So are they not going to be having courses because oh that might be to be racist? It's outrageous. Jess Phillips is awful. Absolutely awful. And it's not going to work. It won't work. It
Jess,
won't work.
you've got previous and you're following your trait, and
Yeah,
you've got it wrong again.
absolutely. And not only that, the teachers are going to be the ones that are going to be doing it. And you've got so many snowflakey Gen Z woke teachers that they're not going to teach it properly.
No, no.
And it goes back, I was only having this conversation earlier this morning with somebody else. They are not teaching respect. And if you don't teach respect to children, I respect my body, I respect my life, I respect your body, your life, whatever. If you don't teach respect, consent means nothing. Because if I don't have respect, I don't care whether you've said yes or no in consent. I'm going to do it anyway because I feel entitled because I can. Why can't they add two and two together and make four?
There's a lot of that around, I'll tell you.
It does my head in. It does my head in. And it has to be discrimination. You cannot, it has to be. You can't just say it's the boys. But is it all boys that are going to go forward? I mean, I have seen and heard the most appalling things come out of girls' mouths in schools towards boys. And when you look at domestic abuse, the margin between men that are abused and women is not that great. And a lot of that is because the men won't talk about it. And maybe there is. And I think it's equal. Honestly, I think it's equal.
Fascinating. Listen, I said it was the last item. It's not, because I've just been handed a piece of parchment. And I say parchment because it's about the Bayeux tapestry. I don't know whether you've seen this. I have seen it many years ago. It's fantastic,
Yeah, I've seen it.
fascinating, and it's a biggie. And they've arranged to get it over to London. It's 1,000 years old, so you've got to be really careful with old cloth like that. And the insurance is absolutely enormous,
Oh, yeah.
irreplaceable, really. How you reach an insurance quantity, I just don't know. But a lot of people don't realize a number of things. Number one, I've mentioned 1,000 years old. Number two, where was it made? Britain. Not French after all. Of course, this is the Norman conquest, arrows in eyes, etc. And it was actually made after the invasion
Yes.
in England. How the French got hold of it, you tell me. They managed everything, don't they? 1066 and all that. So Norman conquest. We've got it for about 12 months in the United Kingdom, and you'll see it in London. Very well worth going for, but it's not as simple as that. The French want their pound of flesh. Well, can't blame them, I suppose. We've had to send pieces of armor over to replace the Bayeux tapestry.
Well, that's all right.
Well, it's all
We've
right.
got enough of it.
Yep. And ancient headgear, etc. So it's a quid pro quo, I suppose. But things like this are Yeah, well, this one goes back 1,000 years, of course, are so important because you can learn so much just by looking at that tapestry
Mm.
and what it depicts and how things were and still are in many cases. So that's the history lesson, guys. Don't mock history because it has a nasty habit. It repeats
It
itself,
does repeat itself,
and
yeah.
we can learn from it if we want to.
If we want to, that's exactly right. If we want to, or are we one of the three wise monkeys? We don't want to see, hear, or speak about it.
Yes. Ooh,
Yeah.
who's the third wise monkey in number
See,
10,
speak,
number
see.
11?
Oh no! Oh, I was listening to a program the other day, and someone called them the Coalition of the Wallies.
Lovely. No, it's got to be Ed Miliband. I mean, he's
Coalition of the Wallies. I really like that. Yes, correct.
we must leave you listening to them, and we'll see you very shortly.
Yes, yes, indeed. And have a lovely weekend. It is Friday. It is Friday. Yes, the silly season is now almost gone, and normality will soon return.
Can we cope with any more
With
normalities
a
by
vengeance,
question?
I fear.
See you later.
Bye bye. Have a good one.